Imagine waking up tomorrow morning reaching for your coffee and knowing that what you're about to drink is more than just a warm, comforting ritual. It's a step, maybe even the first step toward walking with more ease, standing taller, and moving through your day with the kind of energy and lightness you haven't felt in years. Now, this isn't a magic trick, and it's certainly not another quick fix, promising impossible results. What we're talking about today is a gentle science-supported way to nourish your body from within, starting with what you put into your cup each morning. If you're over 60 and have started to notice the stiffness in your knees when you get out of bed or the hesitation before you climb a flight of stairs, you're not alone. These changes can feel frustrating, especially when you still have so much life to live, places to go, people to see. The good news: research is showing that certain natural compounds added to your daily coffee may support your body's ability to restore itself gently, gradually, and effectively. Let's begin with the one powder that many scientists now consider the cornerstone of mobility support after 60 collagen peptides. Collagen is the most abundant protein in the human body, forming the structure of your joints, bones, skin, tendons, and cartilage. As we age, our natural collagen production declines, which contributes to joint stiffness, loss of skin, elasticity, and weaker connective tissues. That decline isn't something we notice overnight, but over the years it adds up. Now here's where it gets hopeful. Studies in recent years have shown that supplementing with collagen peptides can support joint comfort and mobility. One meta-analysis published in 2023 reviewed data from over 500 adults with osteoarthritis. The researchers found that participants who consumed hydrolyzed collagen daily experienced significant improvements in joint pain compared to those who took a placebo. Another 24-week study from the University of Freiburg in Germany tracked athletes with activity-related joint discomfort. Those who took 10 grams of collagen peptides each day reported reduced pain and better joint function without any prescription medications. But the most fascinating part comes from a groundbreaking clinical trial conducted by Kyoto University in Japan. In this study, adults over 70 with moderate to severe knee discomfort were given 10 grams of bioactive collagen peptides daily dissolved in their morning coffee. After just 6 months, imaging scans revealed an 11% increase in cartilage thickness and a 14% improvement in joint space. In plain terms, this wasn't just symptom relief, this was measurable tissue restoration. Now, before we get carried away, let's be clear, not every person will experience dramatic cartilage regrowth. Experts emphasize that collagen works best as a supportive supplement, not a miracle cure. What it does is provide the raw materials your body needs to repair and maintain its connective tissues. And for many people, that means feeling better, moving more freely, and relying less on pain medications. So how do you use it? Start with 10 to 15 grams of hydrolyzed collagen peptides each morning, ideally mixed into hot coffee or tea. This heat helps dissolve the powder completely, making it virtually tasteless and easy to drink. For even better results, add a small amount of vitamin C, such as a squeeze of lemon juice or a quarter teaspoon of acerola cherry powder, because vitamin C plays a crucial role in collagen synthesis. And remember, take it on an empty stomach at least 30 minutes before eating, so your body can absorb the peptides without interference from other proteins. It's also important to choose the right type of collagen. For joint health, look for type 2 collagen, ideally with a molecular weight between 2000 and 5000 Daltons. This size is small enough to be absorbed into your bloodstream, but still large enough to stimulate your body's own collagen-producing cells. Think of this not as a quick fix promise, but as an investment, small daily steps that accumulate over time. For many seniors in these studies, walking became easier, standing became steadier, and life felt just a bit lighter. And that all began with one simple change: what they added to their morning coffee. As we continue exploring the gentle yet powerful ingredients you can add to your morning coffee, let's talk about a category that's been making waves in both traditional medicine and modern research: medicinal mushrooms. Now, before you imagine the ordinary white mushroom sitting in your fridge, let me clarify. We're not talking about culinary mushrooms. We're talking about adaptogenic therapeutic varieties like lion's mane cordyceps and reishi mushrooms that have been used for centuries in Eastern traditions and are now being validated by science here in the United States and beyond. These aren't just fungi. They are biological allies that work at the intersection of energy, endurance, and neural health. Three areas that often decline with age. In fact, a comprehensive study conducted by the National University of Singapore followed over 500 adults aged 60 and older for 6 months. Half of the participants took a mushroom blend containing lion's mane cordyceps and reishi each day, while the other half received a placebo. By the end of the study, those taking the mushroom blend showed a 43% improvement in physical endurance, a 39% reduction in fatigue during walking tests, and perhaps most surprisingly, a 37% improvement in FACE cognitive function tests. Let's take a closer look at what makes this blend so impactful. Lion's mane is rich in compounds known as hericenones and erinacines, which have been shown to stimulate the production of nerve growth factor. This is the very substance your brain uses to regenerate nerve connections. In older adults, this means better communication between the brain and muscles, potentially reducing the risk of falls and improving coordination. Cordyceps, on the other hand, works at the cellular level by boosting your body's natural production of ATP, the main source of energy for every cell. A study from the University of North Carolina found that cordyceps increased ATP production by up to 28%, which can translate into more stamina and quicker recovery from physical activity. Reishi, often called the mushroom of immortality, contributes by modulating the immune system and reducing systemic inflammation. Together, these three mushrooms create a synergistic effect, meaning the combination works even better than each one alone. So how do you incorporate them into your routine? Look for a mushroom powder blend that contains at least 500 milligrams each of lion's mane cordyceps and reishi. Add 1 to 2 teaspoons into your coffee, preferably on an empty stomach about 30 minutes before breakfast. This timing helps your body absorb the compounds more efficiently, since your digestive system isn't competing with other food. You might notice a slightly earthy, nutty flavor. Many people actually find that it complements their coffee nicely after a few days. And here's something to keep in mind. Some people may experience minor digestive changes in the first week. That's often a sign your gut microbiome is adjusting to the prebiotic fibers in these mushrooms. It's temporary, and in most cases a good indication that the mushrooms are doing their job. What's especially exciting is that participants in long-term studies, those who took the mushroom blend daily for a full year, showed signs of muscle fiber regeneration. Yes, their muscles were actually rebuilding from the inside out. That kind of result doesn't happen overnight, but it's a compelling reminder that with the right tools, your body never stops trying to heal and adapt, no matter your age. Now that we've talked about supporting your joints with collagen and boosting your energy with medicinal mushrooms, let's turn our attention to one of the most researched natural ingredients in the world: turmeric. You've probably heard about turmeric before. It's that bright golden spice often used in curry. But beyond its flavor and color, turmeric contains an active compound called curcumin, which has been shown in thousands of studies to help reduce inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation is often the hidden culprit behind joint pain, stiffness, and even fatigue. As we age, our bodies tend to produce more inflammatory cytokines. These are chemical messengers that act like tiny sparks of fire, especially in the joints. Left unchecked, they can slowly wear down cartilage, cause swelling, and make everyday movements feel uncomfortable. That's where curcumin comes in. In a 2024 clinical study conducted by Johns Hopkins University, Researchers followed 300 adults over the age of 65 who were dealing with chronic knee discomfort. One group was given plain turmeric, another received turmeric combined with black pepper, and a third group was given a placebo. After 12 weeks, the plain turmeric group showed only modest improvements, around 8% in pain reduction. But the group that took turmeric with black pepper saw a 54% reduction in pain scores and nearly 50% improvement in walking speed. So, why does black pepper make such a big difference? It contains a compound called piperine, which dramatically increases the absorption of curcumin in your body by up to 2,000%. That means your body can actually use the turmeric rather than just letting it pass through. And there's more. Adding a small amount of healthy fat like coconut oil or MCT oil boosts absorption even further. Some estimates suggest this combination, turmeric, black pepper, and fat, can increase the effectiveness by as much as 3,000% compared to turmeric alone. To incorporate this into your daily routine, mix 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder with a pinch of black pepper, about 1/8 of a teaspoon, and add it to your hot morning coffee. Stir in 1 teaspoon of coconut or MCT oil to help with absorption. The warmth of the coffee not only helps blend the ingredients, but also supports the release of the active compounds. It's important to note that turmeric is generally safe for most people when used in food-level amounts. However, if you're taking blood-thinning medications or have gallbladder issues, it's a good idea to talk with your healthcare provider before making it a daily habit. Turmeric can interact with certain medications, and safety should always come first. Most people start to notice a difference in joint stiffness and comfort within 2 to 3 weeks, with more noticeable improvements after about 2 months of consistent use. What's beautiful about this approach is how simple it is, just a few natural ingredients easily added to something you already drink every morning. And yet the potential impact on your daily comfort and mobility can be life-changing. When combined with the previous steps, collagen for rebuilding, mushrooms for energy, turmeric becomes the third pillar in your path toward greater freedom of movement. One sip at a time, one day at a time, you're supporting your body's natural ability to heal. As we move forward in building a simple yet powerful morning routine, let's talk about a spice you probably already have in your kitchen, but may not be using in the most beneficial way. I'm talking about cinnamon. But not just any cinnamon. Specifically, Ceylon cinnamon, often referred to as true cinnamon. It's different from the more common cassia cinnamon, which is cheaper and more widely available in grocery stores, but not necessarily better for your health. Here's why the distinction matters. Cassia cinnamon contains high levels of a compound called coumarin, which in large amounts over time can be harmful to your liver. Ceylon cinnamon, on the other hand, contains about 250 times less coumarin, making it a much safer option for daily use, especially for older adults who may already be managing medications or liver health. But safety isn't the only benefit. Ceylon cinnamon has been shown in several studies to help regulate blood sugar levels and reduce chronic inflammation, both of which play a critical role in maintaining joint and muscle health as we age. In a 2023 study published by the American Diabetes Association, adults over the age of 60 who added just half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon to their morning coffee each day saw a 23% reduction in fasting blood sugar levels and a 19% decrease in inflammatory markers within just 6 weeks. That's significant. High blood sugar doesn't just affect your pancreas or energy levels, it also damages the small blood vessels that supply your joints and muscles. When blood flow is impaired, tissues don't get the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay healthy. Over time, this can contribute to joint pain, muscle fatigue, and delayed recovery from even small physical tasks. Reducing inflammation is equally important. In another study conducted in Germany, researchers followed 200 seniors with mild arthritis. Those who consumed 1 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon daily reported a 41% reduction in morning stiffness and a 35% improvement in their ability to climb stairs after just 3 months. The active compounds in cinnamon, such as cinnamaldehyde and cinnamic acid, help block inflammatory enzymes in the joints, making everyday movement feel less painful and more natural. So how can you use Ceylon cinnamon most effectively? There are 2 main ways. First, you can stir half a teaspoon directly into your hot coffee each morning. Make sure your coffee is at least 140 degrees Fahrenheit, as the heat helps release the active ingredients. Second, you can brew the cinnamon together with your coffee grounds, allowing the beneficial compounds to steep during the brewing process. Either method works well, but consistency is key. Also, try to take it with breakfast, as having food in your stomach improves absorption and helps prevent any potential stomach upset. And now let's introduce the final ingredient in this 5-part morning blend, one that's less known in the United States but widely revered in other parts of the world. This one comes from the high altitudes of the Peruvian Andes, where people have been using it for thousands of years to sustain energy, endurance, and vitality in harsh conditions. It's called maca root. Maca is technically a cruciferous vegetable like broccoli or cabbage, but it's used more like a functional herb. It comes in powder form and has a slightly nutty butterscotch-like flavor that many people find blends beautifully with coffee. What makes maca special, especially for people over 60, is its ability to support hormonal balance, mitochondrial energy, and muscular strength, all without acting like a stimulant. In a 2022 study published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology, researchers followed 175 adults aged 60 to 75 over 4 months. Half the participants took 1 teaspoon of maca powder each morning, while the other half received a placebo. At the end of the study, the maca group showed a 32% increase in leg strength and a 28% improvement in balance tests. These are not small numbers. They reflect real, measurable improvements in stability and confidence when moving through daily life. So how does it work? Maca contains unique compounds called macamides and macanes, which have been shown to support mitochondrial function, essentially improving the efficiency of the tiny power plants inside your cells. As we age, our mitochondria become less efficient, which can make us feel tired even after a good night's sleep. Maca helps your body produce and use energy more efficiently, helping you feel more awake, more capable, and less fatigued throughout the day. If you're new to maca, start slowly. Begin with 1 teaspoon in your morning coffee during the first week. If your body responds well, you can gradually increase to 1 tablespoon. Be sure to use gelatinized maca powder, not raw maca. The gelatinization process improves digestion and increases the bioavailability of its active compounds by up to 40%. There's also a recommended rhythm to taking maca. Many herbalists suggest a 5-day on 2-day off cycle. This helps prevent your body from adapting to it too quickly and maintains the effectiveness of its benefits over time. Think of it as giving your body time to respond and reset. Combined with the previous ingredients, collagen, medicinal mushrooms, turmeric, and cinnamon, maca serves as the final piece in a well-rounded morning ritual that supports your body on multiple levels: joints, muscles, nerves, and energy. Together they create a kind of synergy, a blend of nature and intention that empowers you to move with greater freedom, clarity, and confidence as the years go on. Now that we've explored each of the 5 powders, collagen peptides, medicinal mushrooms, turmeric with black pepper, Ceylon cinnamon, and maca root, you might be wondering, how do I actually begin? Do I take all 5 at once? Do I just throw them into my coffee tomorrow and hope for the best? The truth is, your body appreciates change that's gradual and intentional. So instead of starting everything at once, consider following a gentle 4-month protocol that allows your body to adapt and respond. In month 1, begin with collagen peptides. Give your joints the structural support they need first. Mix 10 to 15 grams of hydrolyzed type 2 collagen into your hot coffee every morning. Remember to pair it with a small dose of vitamin C, like a squeeze of lemon or a pinch of acerola powder, to help your body actually build new collagen. In month 2, continue the collagen and add a medicinal mushroom blend. 1 to 2 teaspoons each morning on an empty stomach will start supporting your energy levels, mental clarity, and endurance. You might not notice a dramatic change right away, but over time, it builds like the steady lighting of a fire inside your cells. In month 3, bring in the turmeric, with black pepper, along with a teaspoon of healthy fat like coconut oil. This addition helps manage inflammation more deeply and supports your body's natural recovery process. You may start noticing less stiffness in your joints and more comfort as you go about your day. By month 4, add Ceylon cinnamon and maca root. Cinnamon will help regulate your blood sugar and reduce lingering inflammation, while maca brings a gentle hormonal balance and cellular energy. Maca is best taken 5 days a week with 2 days of rest, and start with 1 teaspoon before gradually increasing if needed. By easing into this protocol one step at a time, you're giving your body space to adjust and heal. You're not overwhelming your system, you're nourishing it. And you're doing it with ingredients that come from the earth, not from a lab. Now here's something to remember. This approach is not about chasing youth. It's about restoring function, regaining confidence, and choosing mobility over limitation. It's about being able to walk up the stairs without gripping the rail for dear life. It's about waking up and knowing your body is still working for you, not against you. And that brings us to something deeper. Aging doesn't mean stopping. It means adapting. It means learning new ways to support yourself and protect what matters most: your independence, your presence, your joy. You are not too old to rebuild strength. You are not too late to improve mobility. And you are certainly not alone. The people in the studies we mentioned, those in their 60 seconds, 70 seconds, even 80 seconds, they didn't have superpowers or perfect genes. They just made small changes consistently, and that made all the difference. So, let me ask you this. What is one activity you used to love but had to give up because of joint pain, fatigue, or stiffness? Was it gardening, dancing, hiking through your favorite park, or maybe just being able to keep up with your grandkids? Take a moment and remember how that felt. Now imagine bringing it back bit by bit with a few thoughtful changes to your morning routine. Imagine that cup of coffee not just warming your hands, but quietly rebuilding what time has tried to take away. That's the power of consistency. That's the power of nature when aligned with intention. And if this message resonates with you, we invite you to share it. Share your story in the comments. Tell us your age, your journey, and what you're hoping to reclaim, because chances are someone else out there needs to hear that they're not the only one, that it's still possible, that change is still within reach. Thank you for joining us on this journey. And tomorrow morning, as you hold that warm cup in your hands, know this: you are not just drinking coffee, you are drinking hope. And that's a beautiful place to begin.